Hello, I am Kenneth Kelty, your host of Exceeding Expectations with Kenneth Kelty. I am a person with autism, intellectual, and developmental disabilities. I am an award-winning motivational speaker and activist. In my work, I advocate for self-determination by sharing my life with disabilities. I am very active in inclusive higher educational opportunities for students with IDD and meaningful experiences throughout their lives.
This is part 2 of the episode with Annual State of the Art Conference in Post-Secondary Education. SOTA conference took place on October 29th, 2024 at UNC Chapel Hill. Please listen back to the first episode for more information on SOTA. Enjoy.
Now I'd like to introduce Kelly Kelly from Western Carolina.
Good morning. You get my North Carolina accent, so I get to welcome you today. We're so excited to have you in North Carolina this year for SOTA. There's so many great things that our state and our nation are doing, and we're very excited about all the times and advocacy work for advancing IPSE programs. So all things are happening across our country, from state funding to VR to RSA to all this support and collaboration, as well as some national accreditation, which is really awesome to see for these programs. We've come far, we've got a long way to go, but you're not going to hear me talk today, okay? I'm going to thank some people, and then you're going to get to hear from the people that live this every day, and I think that's the best keynote we can have. So we want to thank all of you for your amazing work that you do each and every day, and we also want to thank our North Carolina Council on Developmental Disabilities for their support. They have requests for applications out for historical Black college and university right now, so they're supportive. They're also sponsoring our panelists on this keynote, so we want a big shout out to the North Carolina Council on Developmental Disabilities. We also have panelists coming out in just a moment. Our panelists include Kimberly from UNC Greensboro, Nick from Appalachian State University, and Jamal from Western Carolina University. Our moderator today, who is also going to be doing a podcast, is Kenneth Kelty. So Kenneth is a longtime friend, and he just happens to be a 2014 WCU UP alumni. So most of you probably know Kenneth. So we're going to bring them out so we can hear and be ready to hear and see college through their eyes and what inclusive post-secondary education means to them. So we want to welcome our panelists and our moderator.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction, Kelly Kelly. Yes, I am a 10-year alumni of the of the Western Carolina UP program, and since graduating, I have gone on to advance as a professional advocacy professional here at the Carolina Institute for Developmental Disabilities. And I am a 2017 recipient of the Laura Lee Self-Advocate Leadership Award, and was very honored to receive the recognition. And I am the podcast host of Exceeding Expectations with Kenneth Kelty. So you are in for a treat, since this will become part of my podcast episode here today. So thank you. Yeah, thank you. And so without further ado, we'll be starting with Kimberly Hernandez, who will kick us off with sharing about her college experience.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. My name is Kimberly Hernandez. I am a first year student at at UNCG. I am a peer mentor for Spark in Chatham County. I'm a first year gen for my family. Some of the things that I do for Spark would be I serve as an advocate, not only for myself, but for the consumers coming into my job. When I meet with the parents, I serve also as the spokesperson to help the parent understand what it is that is best for their child. Another thing that I do is I have one-on-one sessions with my mentees to help them in any additional support that they don't want to talk to my navigator about. They personally come to me, and then I will sit down and write case notes so that me and my navigator, also known as my boss, can help support them. Yeah. Next. One of these would be my classes. One of my classes would be practicum for juniors. That is where I sit down with my advisor and I tell her myself, what are my goals and what are my personal goals, but also where do I want my future to be? Because to me, that's the most important thing as a self-advocate, is learning what you need. I had a hard time my first year, and I would personally say that I was one of those naive students to be like, oh, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, because I was one of those stubborn students. And so as I've gotten to learn that it's okay to accept that you need a little bit of help, this is where I sit down with my advisor and I'm like, this is where I see myself going. Right now, I'm a peer mentor, and I want to do much more than just peer mentoring. Another class that I have is communications. Communications has really molded me into being able to not only speak today, but also speak to other people that whenever I have to do presentations, it has really helped. One of my favorite classes would be inclusive recreation, because not only am I learning a little more about my disability, but I'm learning a little more about each individual that has different disabilities, not just myself. There's certain things that I don't know about other disabilities that also helps me, not only in my personal life, but in my work area, because when it comes to work, we do have different people with different needs. And so this class has really helped me a lot in understanding those areas. These would be my campus involvements. This picture right here was when we had people, I'm bilingual, so we had people coming in to campus and telling us the struggles that they had when they came to the country. So this picture right here was one that was taken. And then I also, the past 2 years, I served as a really huge volunteer. I love volunteering, and that's probably why I'm so passionate about things around. This picture right here was when we went to Backpack Begins, where we helped put certain things in certain bags or for kids. I served as another panelist for the student panelists because, like I said, I am bilingual, so there's students that come to campus that don't know English. So I served as one of the panelists. On this picture up here is me and the mascot. That is literally my favorite photo. This picture right here, the one in the middle, is where I got an award for being a student of the general body of activities and campus event on campus. So it was an honor for me to be not only having the needs that I have, but having other people see that just regardless of the fact that you have what you have, they see more than you. So it was pretty nice. This picture right here was when we serve people that don't understand English. We help students come on campus, tell them how it is to be on campus. This was when I did middle schoolers on campus, and this picture, aside from that picture, is my favorite picture because I was one of the recipients for the Devil Heart Award this summer. Aside from everything that I do on campus, I do also serve as I guess you can say an intern, but I low-key feel like that's my second job. I work with In Focus, teaching people with different disabilities how to be an advocate for themselves, because to me, like I said, it's the most important thing. Not only do we do that in the social aspect, but we do that in recreational form and educational forms. One of my personal goals is to continue being an advocate, but one of my favorite goals this semester was learning how to cook. Because not only do I have what I have, but it's been an adjustment, not only being able to cook for yourself and having other people with other needs understand it's okay to have those needs. You can still be a normal human. One of my biggest goals is to get a car. So that's why you see the car right there. I love my wheelchair, but I also want to be able to get in a car and go like everybody else. And then, voila.
Thank you, Kimberly, and keep on. I know you're going to continue to be a great advocate.
Yes.
So keep on speaking. Next, we will hear from Samal.
My name is Jamon Dion, and that's my family that's in the picture. I'm 28 years old. My major is music production, and I take care of my parents, my family, and my dogs. I help out with groceries, chores. That's it. And I'm a well-dressed man. And I like to rap. I work on campus. I work at Western Carolina University. I work at Reed Gym. I wipe down equipment, help people sign in, and pump basketballs. Yeah. These are my classes: food and nutrition and culture, communication, health and SPED. My favorite is food, nutrition, and culture. Well, my campus involvement, I've been to my first football game. I've been to a BB No Money concert. And movies, ballroom dance, and basketball. Wow. On my own shift, I went to Walmart. And I went to my first freshman run. And I volunteered at the church where I live. Oh, wow. My personal goals are being a producer, doing things on my own, having my own place, having my own car, and learning how to drive.
Thank you, and thank you, and IPSEs are here are definitely here to stay for the long run. And it's always great hearing news stories because today and many more. Now we will go on to Nick.
Hello, I'm Nick. So I grown up in Yadkinville. It's in North Carolina. I don't know if you guys know where that is. My favorite food is Mexican food, and I like quesadillas. And I make my own quesadillas too. I'm a mountain man and a beach man, or person. My job is I work at a recreation center on campus. So I'm an operations assistant. Over the summer, I went to home and I worked there for over the summer. When I graduate as staff, I want to work in a rec center or other outdoor recreation jobs. So my classes, I'm going to read some. So it is nature and youth, or I'm going to go down the list. So it is literature and society, nature and youth, it is natural resources, becoming a informed citizen, and then it's leadership and dynamic and recreation, camp management, rec and facility management, and then my senior seminar class. So my clubs are Best Buddies. So I don't know if y'all know what Best Buddies is. It is a thing on campus we do for out-of-state. So it's like being like we meet on Wednesdays and then we just hang out. And then I go to dances and the talent show from there. My club is Collisions for Christ. It is a Christian club or whatever. And then I attend attend events on campus with friends. And then football games. Football games are fun, really fun. And then activities in the student union, that's part of my clubs too. And then activities in my dorm, that is game night or something like that. And then the exercise, I play basketball with friends. So I love doing that. Now my community, so Spooky Duke is a 5K run. It is a lot of fun. So the day of service is a lot of fun. So what we do there is we go and what mine was picking up branches and stuff on the parkway up in Boone. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I work on my leadership skills. I'm a leader, as everybody knows, I think. So last year I spoke at a North Carolina conference like this one. It's about I think it's about the disabilities or something. And then I keep practicing my self advocacy skills. So like how I do that is like if someone or if I need help in class, like that's my self advocacy. So, and thank you.
Thank you, Nick, and to all of our amazing panelists. It's always an honor to see the next generation of IPSEs continuing to advocate for disability rights and IPSEs. No doubt that I'll keep seeing you exceed expectations. Now we will get into the post questions portions. Starting with Samal, how do you think college has opened up opportunities, opened more opportunities for meaningful experiences for you? Like it could either be theater, productions, or relationship with friends.
Like, Western Carolina University makes you feel like you gotta be independent. And being with friends is like, sometimes it usually changes your life. But Western Carolina University changed my life since I knew about it because my parents told me they went to Key West. And I can't remember the girl's name. They said, Jamal, there's a program at Western Carolina University, and my dream was going to college. So they signed me up to Western Carolina University. I came there. It's my first year there, and I love it. It's my freshman year.
Thank you, and I'm glad you're because you were able to find a UP program. Now this next question is for Nick. What is a highlight you can share with us about your Pacific college? For example, going to a school 5 hours away really helped me with growth and self-determination. And both our schools were were mountain colleges. So anything unique?
So like our thing is it is a mascot is Yosef, and he brings the energy up at football games, basketball games, like any events. So that's
Yeah, thank you. And it's always great. And it's always great when there's because when there's a mascot, it always is uplifting. Now this next question is for Kimberly. Now Kimberly, as a professional peer mentor in the making, what would you say to your peers who are thinking about going to college?
I'm going to start off with the parents first before I start with the peers. I know it's going to be a huge adjustment because I had to go through the same adjustment with my mom. My piece of advice to the parents before I get to my peers is to allow them to fly, because you will never know the potential your child will make unless you let them. And to my peers who are thinking of coming to college, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Because without my department, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Without Miss Lisa and the whole department, the whole team. That stubborn child that she met at freshman year isn't that same stubborn student that I am now. I love who I am now, and it's been a dream come true, not only to be up here speaking to you guys, but as a student. There's agencies, there's places that see the vision that you see. All you have to have is a team. And if you have a team willing to support you, go and fly.
Yes, thank you, Kimberly. Yes, we definitely need many more advocates like, because there needs to be more people like us out there advocate. And I am very glad we got to do the peer-to-peer support training earlier this year. And I'm very grateful I've gone to have all of you on my panel as professionals. Now, this question is open to any of you. How have you exceeded your own expectations by being in college and thinking higher about your goals? You can go small.
Well, okay. We got a lot of supports in Western Carolina University that helps you. Like, for example, they be with you, you do laundry, make sure you do things on your own. And we got Dr. Kelly that helps you to guide you through it. Alex, and we got Susan. Susan are keeping loop when it comes to jobs and all of that. I got amazing friends at Western Carolina University, like Spencer Neal and Peyton. So it provides you, like, it teaches you how to become on your own, be independent, and can't depend on your parents to do anything for you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that statement, Samal. Yeah, definitely college. Being able to go to college programs definitely opens up the doors for more expectations than we would have imagined. Definitely before, because meaningful experiences are important to everyone, and seeing figures like yourself as leaders in the conversation. Thank you. Yes. If anyone else unless anyone else wants to continue on, because with the conversation, we will take questions. Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah.
What's the most fun thing that you've done?
Yeah, you can say small. Huh?
Oh, what's the most fun thing you've done at college that you could share with us?
The football games.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
I can say another one.
They can also write.
Thank you. Yes, you can write your questions. Yeah, you can write your questions down on note cards that Carly has. Yeah.
You can write it or ask it.
How are your peers very accepting? How did you integrate in with them? How's campus life for you?
I'll answer that one.
Anybody?
So I can answer that. So campus life is like really good. So for ours is like the first year is you start in the dorm, and then like then you work up to the apartments. The apartments are like it's 2 rooms on each side, and then it's a it's a living room and a kitchen in the middle of it, and then it's 2 bathrooms on each side. And then the dorms are a little bit different because you share them, or it's okay. So it is 2 rooms, and then it's 1 bathroom, and the sink and everything, all that.
I think it's different at least for me. I live out on my own. Like, I'm still in the dorm, but I have my own room. We have RAs that are constantly doing rounds, making sure that we're okay. But as far as campus, what was your question again?
How is campus like? How are you integrating and fitting into the population of the campus? What's that like?
I am a social butterfly. I literally told myself I wasn't going to be in my dorm all 4 years. I am a social butterfly. To me, all the students have been very welcoming. All the employees that work there have been very welcoming. So it's been great, at least for me.
Okay, so I have a question. What did you do to ensure that, this is for the whole panel, what did you do to ensure that you had a successful college experience as far as like taking classes and everything?
Okay, I got one class that is food and nutrition and culture, and we learned about the beliefs like Mexico, what they eat. We learned about Christianity, Roman Catholics, all the religious and culture and foods that their roots teach them how to do.
Can you tell me the question again?
I wanted to know, like, what did you do to ensure that you had a successful college experience, like working with advisors or peer leaders, anything like that?
I am very picky. I am very picky and precise as to what I want. I know that I want to continue being an advocate, so like I said before, be very, very picky and make sure that your advisors know where you are and what you want for your life. Because only you have that voice to determine what you want, because your advisor, your teacher, no one's going to know what you're thinking but you. So I had to make sure that not only my department knew what I wanted for my future, but my advisor, my teachers. So my advice to you is be very, very picky. Not too picky, but picky.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of that. So my advisors, Susan, Bethway, there you are. So they have, okay. So I have wanted, so I have been wanting to do recreation management for a while, so I did not know what I want to do, like with my college, like like I just did not know what classes to take, but I found my calling into recreation management because of I just want to be outside. That's like pretty much like outside is my life. Basically, I'm outside from the time class ends to like the time that I'm like going to bed. I stay outside. So that's pretty much it. Like, I love outside.
Yes, all very great points. Looking back, yes, definitely my academic liaison and the UP program were really supportive of my self-determination by knowing that I wanted to take control of my own schedule and what activities I would participate in, as it was very new, again, 10 years ago, within inclusive post-secondary education. And I definitely credit them because since I got to go to conferences with Kelly and now Dr. Seb Perone, who was at VCU, that is definitely where I found my calling for one to become a more professional speaker and advocate. And by meeting two mentors who are retired now, who actually got me involved here with the Carolina Institute for Developmental Disabilities, were very instrumental in looking out for my goals and interests and knowing that I wanted to continue on with more professional advocacy, like my idol Liz Weintraub, who I know is here at the conference, and with connections within the AUCD network, with being a LEND trainee and one of the first in North Carolina to graduate from an IPSE to then become a professional LEND trainee.
Thank you, Kenneth. My question is, what is the hardest part of going to college?
The hardest part for me, and I will say this with my heart, is being away from my family. But they know and they saw the vision before I did.
The hardest part was me being away from my parents. But they always told me, Jamal, you got to do this on your own. So I'm at Western Carolina University, with great supports. And my mom said, you got to go big or go home. So
So the hardest part for me was being away from my family, my three little, my brothers, it's hard. And then the hardest part is leaving home. Because for me, I didn't know what I was like going to do in college. Like, I didn't know I was going to make friends. I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. But my mom said that I had to go.
So I have I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Just real quickly. Yeah, I was definitely ready as I got to go to college, because after a year of a long complicated recovery from a horrible surgery, that's too long of a story, but I was definitely ready to go to college. And for a while, shortly after graduating from high school, I was in what used to be called a comp ed, short for compensatory education. But I knew that I wanted more, And because I was going to have a surgery that I did not know was going to be hard, I was thankfully given good reason to leave on good terms. And then as I knew I was ready to want to get back in, my mom and I on our own, thanks to Fincalas, were able to learn about the UP program, and the following month they were having an open house.
Thank you. I work with students and help guide them and support them as they get on their journey to IPSE programs. What do you know now that you wish you knew then as you were starting this process?
Well, how am I gonna say this? They got a lot of supports, so they will guide you. Like I go to classes, they will put me in classes. They will do I have a scheduler who does my schedule sometimes, and sometimes they will be like, Jamal, go to class, and I will. And sometimes they help. We got supporters that can help you do your homework, but you got to do it on your own. Sometimes I got a job on campus, so they were like, I had to go there early, like clocking 8 o'clock. They would let me know, and they guide you all the way, the whole nine.
What was the question again?
What do you know now, having been through this process, and you're at different points in your college, what do you know now that you wish you knew when you were starting this?
That you would have all the support that you need. You just needed to stop being stubborn.
So I would answer that as it was hard. It was not easy. Or it was, but it wasn't. So, like, what I mean by that was some parts were easy and some parts were, like, not easy. Because for me, the process, it's been 4 years ago, but it was hard. Because my mom, she was, like, she wanted me to go to college and, like, everything. And, like, it was hard. The process was, like, difficult, but it was easy at the same time. If I didn't have, like, my mom as a support, I would, like, not be here. Or, like, not be here in general. Or at college. So.
Thank you. Yes, all very great points. I know we can't turn the clock back. Because I know as this Sunday we can't turn back time. Yeah. At least not yet, like the Good Sarah song. But I do. But I definitely do wish that there had. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for calls, but I do wish that it had been earlier in time discussed about people with disabilities having meaningful experiences like getting to go to college and not having not having to fight so hard so as to prove and not always having to fight so hard to prove what is possible. And I am glad that looking back 10 years that IPSEs are more well known now than they were in 2012, 2014. So I am glad that there is more awareness, and we need to keep and we need to keep taking over social media, not just on our own Independence Day, May 15th, but throughout the year.
It's not. It sounds like all of you have really embraced your opportunity to be in an IPSE program, and I wanted to know what you think that really important skill is that you have that's really helped you to be able to dive in and really be a part of it.
I would say for me, self-determination. Because if you're not determined to do something, then nobody else will. One of the conversations I had with my brother when I left this last time was like, what is your last name? I said, Hernandez. He said, I envision you so far in life that you still don't see it, but I see it. So with that being said, not only am I going to finish this program, but I plan to come back to UNCG as a normal student and get a good degree. So it's self-determination for me.
I would say independence, because my mom, she always told me this. Back in the day, she used to go to college. So I was like, Mom, I'm following your footsteps. She said, no, Jamal, you're better than me. You're smart, and I want you to go. To me, it's kind of hard because I don't like leaving my mom alone. But she always I'm like, Mom, I'm going to college just like you did. And she's like, yeah, you're right. And Jamal, you gotta stick. She always tell me, Jamal, you gotta stick it for yourself. Prove everybody wrong. And she always said, Jamal, you got ambitious, determination, and independence.
Can you say that one more time?
I'm wondering about if there's a certain skill or something that you really need to be able to do to be successful while you're there at school.
So, well, you have to be independent. I don't know how to answer that question. Can I have a pass?
No, you are fine, Nick. Yes, I definitely believe in, definitely self-determination by being able to go to college and know that you are capable of having goals, and like Student Human and Crip Camp, realizing that you can go forward with your own goals and expectations, whether it would be whether you want to become a professional advocate or have a career making sauces like one of our UP alums, Matt. And we would love to continue and we would love to continue on with this great discussion. But I know that we are wrapping up soon on time. Definitely would like to thank our amazing panelists, and are glad we were able to be here. Yeah?
Kenneth, you kept us right on time. That was fantastic. I almost missed my cue. All right. So I would really love to thank this fantastic panel, especially thank you to our podcaster and famous alum, Kenneth Kelty. And to our panelists for their advocacy, for pushing their colleges, and their communities to do more, and for showing us everything that North Carolina is doing. Kimberly, Jamal, and Nick, thank you so much for all of your work.